Hey guys, it's your average gamer here, and today's topic is IIRcade. Want to get into this? They recently had a event that allowed some gamers, some backers of the Kickstarter to test the product, and from what I saw and heard from those individuals, it sounds like we got a winner. Just looking at the product, it looks pretty amazing. So we're gonna get into it. Here it is. It's IIRcade's machine here, and we only got 5 days left to pre-order. Then you won't be getting the discounts, and you'll have to get it from Amazon. Looks like it's the only retailer right now that's picking it up. I'm sure once it hits the ground running, because it will, other backers and other retailers will get into it, because right now retro gaming is really big, and I think we definitely have ourselves a winner. This is one of the big versatile machines out there. It has the capabilities of playing some modern games, whereas some of the competition cannot let you do that. Like Arcade 1-Up, they're not up to that. Eventually they will, but their course of action is to go give you machine by machine. So eventually the progression over some years, they will get to some of the more modern games. They're still in like the 90s, to be honest with you. I think the highest level is what Mortal Kombat and the Street Fighters are the most modern that they have. They'll get there eventually, because their internals will have to be rocket up a notch a bit, but that will come at a cost. We'll start paying a little bit more for these machines, but I'm sure the fans will be willing to do that if they really want to get some of those other titles like Virtual Fighter. If you want to get those polygon games, those 3D games, you're going to have to up the hardware. The PC boards that they currently have don't have those abilities. But if you can play those on a Raspberry Pi, I would think that they have the ability to get it up to that scale. It's to them, it's how can they get it to that scale and reduce their costs and still make a profit, because right now they're not making tons of profit. They're making their profits by selling volume. You have to understand, these titles, the licensing for those titles, they get a big chunk. So they have to produce, they have to move units. That's why we have 110 versions of Pac-Man, because Pac-Man sells, and with those sales they can then go ahead and venture out to other titles like they did with the Golden Axe. But back to the main topic at hand, IIRcade, they have some wiggle room, because they're starting from the ground up. They got at the beginning some real retro older games, but for a company that didn't have those relationships with the software companies, the publishers, they have made a lot of progress. They have Technos now, they have ColecoVision. Those were some quick recent relationships. They have one with Sega now. They got two big IPs. One is, I think, is pretty big. Some might call it a niche market, but the Dragon's Lair, and that looks quite sexy. Let's pull that up just so we can see it. That Dragon's Lair cabinet looks stunning. Very nice. You know, does it look like the original cabinet? No, but it does look nice. It has a unique footprint. It looks very modern, the way the style, almost like a miniaturized version of a midway cabinet with those straight edges. But it looks nice. Looks very nice. And at the event, they were showing the gameplay, and it looks like it runs very smooth. It'll have the ability right now in attract mode to play through basically it looks like it's playing the game. John said that he's thinking about the ability, because some of us suggested that if it would be able to loop, it would be pretty cool. So that might, one thing John does, he does listens to the fans and the consumer, and he tries to bring those things that they mention to fruition, and mostly does. For example, the original machines were gonna look they look like this. They're gonna be it looks futuristic, but to people, is that what people want? Or, in most cases, there's people that gravitate to a machine because of a feeling they had or some nostalgia factor. This is not going to bring any nostalgia factor to anybody, to most people anyway. But when you put some artwork to the side, I'm like, oh man, I loved Dragon's Lair R. I remember the first time I played Double Dragon in the arcade. That pulls in, the fact there, like, oh man, I need this. I love Double Dragon. So you get one of these machines. So does it look like the original form factor? No, but it still gives you a sense of nostalgia. This one, if you decide not to put the stickers, because these are like going to be decals, you can leave it plain black. These would be the black edition. The black edition comes at 128 gigs, San Juan joysticks, so you're getting premium equipment with this, which is really cool. They say that it's snappy, the memory on there, and it's not taking tons of time to load stuff. When we were looking at the event there, we're playing some more modern games using both joysticks. Something to get used to, those twin joysticks, because you remember when you're playing some of those modern games on the systems, they're using the analog sticks. So those two joysticks would simulate that, and then you have to be a little bit flexible to press the buttons for the action buttons. But it's pretty cool. So, I mean, the specs on here are, it's going to be the most powerful arcade system out to date. But one of the big things is the audio. And I don't know if the event has done it justice, because the sound, you could hear it through the event. It just was cranking, and you have 100-watt speakers where some of the competition just have 5-watt speakers. So he wanted you to feel the experience, as John would say, and that's pretty cool. Most of us, when we get these machines in our home, we do a bunch of mods to get it to where we want it to be. We put in amps, we put in subwoofers, we put in better speakers, we put in better joysticks. This has most of the things that we want to do to the machine. It's coming with a 19-inch screen, so it's really cool. Now it is coming as a bar top, but if you jump on these pre-orders now, which to be honest with you, should have did it when it first did the Kickstarters, because they had some really good deals. They're still discounted. This unit, the bar tops are going to be $5.99, I believe. You can still get them at the 64 gig at $3.99 and the upgraded 128 at $4.49. You can get the bar just for an extra $100. You're going to get the bottoms, where if you bought the stand alone, you're paying another $150. So you're saving yourself $50 there in the long run. And then for the decals on there, they're going up to $5.99 each. So let's just say, first of all, you're gonna automatically be at the 128 gig. They don't have these in the 64 gig models. So to be fair, we would be comparing it to the 120. So that's $450. So for extra $150, you're basically getting the whole cabinet skin. Now, if you're like me and you're going to some of these third parties to get the decals printed, you're paying $150, $200, depending on what kind of decals and the quality. You know you're gonna get great quality. It's gonna be fully decal out for you, and you're getting the stand. So that $600 sounds like it's perfect right there for you. So I think that's a win. So again, it's only 5 days left on that. This will be shipping through Amazon, so you know you're getting some good shipping. It'll be sent to your house. You don't have to lug around it in the store. It's not at stores anyway at this moment, but it will be eventually. I think that we have a truly competitive market right now, and when the market's competitive, we as a consumer, we win, because everybody has to step up their game. Will Arcade 1UP start saying, you know what, we need to start putting more titles, though we have the AAA titles, we need to put more titles in our units, because look at Neo Geo has 50. The Ad Games Legends, they have 300. Most Arcade 1UPs, what do you get? 3 to 5. There have been some units right now that's been going up to 8. So I think they're starting to say, you know what, we need to start doing that. This is going to have a huge gaming list. We don't have the exact numbers at this time. We do know that they said about 200 will be available in terms of you having the ability to download. This is one of the cool things about this is an internet. You have Wi-Fi. You also have Ethernet port, and you can be able to download games through their server. A lot of Android games, other games, but they're really cool, and they seem to work flawless in the system. Nobody at the event had a bad thing to say about the unit, to be quite honest with you. They were very pleased, and I think everybody who backed them in the Kickstarter is going to be very happy. I'm sure that they're now able to leverage their customer base against the publisher. Says, look what we did. We didn't have any kind of history in the market, yet we was able to get these amount of people to jump on, and we're going to give them a true gaming experience, like as if you was in the arcade, and it's going to be phenomenal. I am definitely excited to get one of these in my home, and I hope you guys, if you guys want it, I would jump on it. Tell me what you're gonna do. Are you leaning towards this? Are you going to the Neo Geo? If you only had to pick one, which one would you choose? If I had to choose one, I can play Neo Geo on some of my other cabinets. I can play it on this. I think this is a unique, the whole layout. The only thing that I do wish, and I have to be fully transparent, I would have liked that the marquee would have been just plain that with the speakers, and I know what they were going for, but I think that maybe the speakers on the back bounce off the walls, or maybe the marquee to be just fully glass and underneath it like a traditional sense, because I really would like a whole marquee. So if I wanted to do something different to that area, I could. Don't get me wrong, it is nice. It does look nice. Maybe if they get this lit up, and some people said they requested that. If this is lit up, then I could say, you know what? Then it's more cool. It would be awesome, or maybe some LEDs around the speakers. Because you're going for a modern look, then you're probably gonna have to bling this thing out, kind of make it, stand out a bit, and that would definitely work. So again, comment, like, subscribe. Tell me what you're thinking, where your pockets are leaning towards, or are you gonna just get them all? There's gonna be people, they're gonna get them all. Their wives are gonna be upset. There might be some divorces. I might be sleeping on the couch, but this will be next to the couch with me. I'm getting it. Now, I can't wait, and it's just a couple of weeks away. The problem, he had mentioned on the Buzz Report, they basically interviewed him and P Dubs, and they're gonna have some of the issues that all the companies are gonna be having. It's going to be the demand is going to outweigh the supply, and not because they haven't produced the units. The units are produced. They're sitting in warehouses. It's getting them through the ports. Everybody's trying to get their units through. It's a funnel system, so you can only get but so much through, and everybody's trying to beat that rush for the holidays. I think that it probably will be minimized for them the best way they can once it's here. But you're not going to be worried about the traveling, because they have going to be dealing with the distribution with Amazon. Amazon is on top of that. They're great with distribution, so it's only time will tell how it goes. But again, let me know what you're thinking, who you're going with, who do you think is going to win the home arcade wars. It's getting crowded, but I think there's enough room for everybody to eat. And I'm hungry, so I'm getting tons of units everywhere. All right. Thanks for stopping by.